SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
When addiction takes control, getting help can change everything. Parkwood Behavioral Health System offers compassionate, evidence-based addiction treatment for adults right here in Mississippi. Take the first step today. Visit parkwoodbhs.com. Healing starts here. With limited exceptions, physicians are not employees or agents of this facility.
Pike County, here comes your morning show. Dave in the morning on 93.5 FM, SuperTalk Mississippi.
So now, understand, you're not going to dictate to me what I do and what I don't do, but I'm still the mayor, Mr. Brown.
None of this meeting is recorded. None by any parties. Correct?
No, sir, mine is recorded. I'm being accused.
Any conversation.
Said I want to make it on record. I want the allegations in writing, or the accused, or on recording of this harassment.
And now, here's your host, Dave Hughes.
Good morning to you. How you doing? Tuesday morning, a beautiful day, but let's talk about the weather for just a minute. I want to give you a few days prep for what's coming. Normally this time of year you would go, uh-oh, Dave's seen a hurricane. No, not this year. A couple of things. We've got the Saharan dust coming through again. You're welcome. What else am I supposed to say? There's nothing I can do about it. I've stood outside facing south and went a long time, and it had no effect. So we deal with what we've got. You heard Randy just a moment ago give the forecast for the next day or two. Hot today and tomorrow, high 95 today, high 96 tomorrow, with a heat index of 105 today, 106 tomorrow. But unfortunately, that's not it. Thursday, we have a high of 96. Friday, a high of 97. Then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all 3 days, a high on the thermometer of 99. Lows at night in the mid-70s. But we're going to get very close to 100 degrees over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. This is a great weekend to stay inside and enjoy your air conditioning. Or a fan, or, taking a nap in the chest freezer. Whatever you've got available, it's going to be a bit warm. Is this unusual? Oh, just wait. There are people lining up to explain that this means the earth is ending. All the works of man shall crumble because it's hot in the summer. This is what kills me about the internet era we live in. Everything is a catastrophe. Everything. There's someone immediately willing to step forward and explain why something that just happened is horrific. It's horrible. It's the worst thing that's ever happened. It's going to be 99 degrees in the middle of August. That's usually our cool period. No, it's not. This is normal. This is 100% normal. But we desperately try, some people do, desperately try to make everything into a crisis, into a catastrophe. You and I have talked about this many times. That's the way of the world now, and that's part of the problem with the world, if you want my just honest opinion, a lot of the trouble that we have right now in America is because there are people out there who trip over themselves in a desperate rush to get to a computer or to grab their phone to explain why the latest thing that happened means the end of everything for everyone. Now, they can stretch out to some ridiculous extremes to make it happen, but you're going to hear that. We're going to hear this as we get up near 100 degrees in the middle of August. Now, I want you to keep in mind, if we do break a record for a particular date, we've done this before. I'll have to do my research and we'll go through that again. If we break a record for a particular date, that record will be 80 to 100 years old, which means we have now gotten back to the level we were a century ago. Oh my goodness, look how bad it's getting. But it's not put that way. You don't get context on anything. Every story, every fact, every point of data is boiled down to where it can be presented as awful. And I don't know about you, I'm sick of it. I am absolutely sick of it. Oh yeah, Mose coming through. Said the record for today in Lawrence County, warmest weather, warmest temperature ever recorded on August 11th, back through history, 100 degrees in 1956. So that is, 70 years ago. And we're not going to get to 100 today in Lawrence County. It's not as hot as it was 70 years ago. But if you go online, if you hang around Facebook for longer than 30 seconds, if you go anywhere online, even some reputable news sites, you're going to be told that we're part of the country going through the oppressive heat wave. It's lethal. Well, yeah, everything's lethal if you do it wrong or handle it the wrong way. It's lethal to decide that you're going to go, because it's a little warm, sit at the bottom of the pool for an hour. But this is normal for us. This is very normal for us. So don't be fooled by the people that rush forward to explain, oh my goodness, look what we've done. Yesterday, we had the big earthquake down in Colombia. Longtime listeners know my wife and I went about 2-3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and spent a week down in Medellin, Colombia. Beautiful country, wonderful people. We had a great time. We really did. Big earthquake hit, 7.4. And there is a volcano that's erupting. Now, there is a little bit of debate because everybody says the earthquake set off a volcano. No, the volcano started erupting before the earthquake, shooting plumes of ash a half mile higher than the peak of the volcano. Parse, I think is the name of it. Yesterday, that volcano spit out more greenhouse gases. I saw this online. More greenhouse gases than the last 40 years of human activity. But we're the problem. You know why? Because there's no money in nature being nature. It's really hard to spin that into a way to get the checks in. So you have to find a way to make it a problem so that Al Gore can get a bigger house. We've watched this entire thing play out over and over and over. I hope you're taking this for a little bit of a lesson. Stop believing everything you read. Richard was talking about a half hour ago, 45 minutes ago, about the big controversy over the weekend with the Sharia law judge being appointed in Mississippi. This was something, and Richard touched on it, but I want to focus on this aspect of it for a second. Everyone explaining that they know exactly what's going on and how it works took two swings at announcing where she was appointed a judge at and was wrong both times. It was not Ridgeland. That was the original thing. Then it was Lumberton. The folks in Lumberton stepped forward and said, wasn't us. And then we finally find out it's in this little tiny Delta town named Benoit. We found that out because she told us. Now, let me ask you, if for a municipal judgeship, if you don't have the basic information of which municipality and you just start guessing, what does that do for your overall argument? We seem to have forgotten to think about this, and we've seemed to have forgotten the concept of doing your research. Oh, that's a good one, Mose. The record temperature for any date in August in Lawrence County, 106, back on September 30th, 2000, 26 years ago. Holy cow, the year 2000 was 26 years ago. I'm going to get a headache. I see it coming. So yeah, we're forecast to get to 99 over the weekend. We'll be 7 degrees short of the all-time record in Lawrence County anyway, 26 years ago. That's not even close in temperature terms. It's not even a near miss. But just like we're going to get upset, we're going to get fired up, we're going to get worked up over this municipal judge that was appointed in Ridgeland. Oh, no, wait, she was appointed in Lumberton. Oh, no, wait, she just said it's in Benoit. Where's Benoit? Let's go look up Benoit. I don't even know where that is, but this is horrible. There's far too much supposition. There's nothing to do about it, apparently, because people are going to people. But there's far too much guessing that goes into forming opinions. You're supposed to collect your data. You're supposed to learn what is what, and then form an opinion. Snap judgments are ruining the country on all sides. Snap judgments. This is what I think, because I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's say a story circulated in this area in southwest Mississippi, and I've seen this. I've actually seen this play out this way. Somebody comes on and says that there was a person arrested for shoplifting and hitting a woman at the Brookhaven Walmart. And then as facts come out, no, it was the Macomb Walmart. It was the Macomb Walmart where this happened, not the Brookhaven Walmart. And you dig a little further and you find out it's a Target in Hammond where it happened. When you can't get the basics of something down. In journalism, that's who, what, where, when, and occasionally why. Why is good to include in there if you've got the column inches, but who, what, where, when. Those are the absolute basics of any story. If you can't tell me those four, you're guessing. Who was involved? what happened, when did it happen, and where did it happen? Those last two out of the four didn't apply to the judgeship story that exploded over the weekend. Got the who, got the what, got the name of the person and the fact they were appointed a municipal judge. Had to keep guessing on where until she finally cleared it up. And when? This happened last week. It's not something that just happened when this story broke. Specifically, it happened last Wednesday. If you can't answer with confidence, factually, who, what, where, and when, you've got no business forming an opinion on why. Same thing applies to the temperature. Who got hot? Where at? When did that happen? You've got to answer all four of them. It's like this information that Mose looked up and sent to me. Record temperature for today in Lawrence County, 100 degrees in 1956. The record temperature for August in Lawrence County, 106 degrees. Where? Lawrence County. When? In this case, 70 and 26 years ago. What happened? It got hot in August. Again, big shocker. Who was affected? You. So you shouldn't have to be told this. We're all experts on everything now, right? Don't believe it. Post something on Facebook and wait for the comments to roll in. Everyone is an all-star top-level expert on everything. So when you see the posts, because we're going to get up near 100 this weekend, when you see the posts explaining how we're now all going to die and it's horrible what we've done to this planet and won't we think of the koala bears? They're so cute and they got puffy cheeks and we're killing them all. And oh, shut up. It's hot in the middle of August. That is the least surprising thing that could happen. So just remember, and I'm sorry, I started to say a lot of people are just trying to be helpful. No, a lot of people are not. A lot of people are trying to A, stir the pot, B, rush forward and be the first one to break something. They don't give awards for independent citizen journalists. There's no organization there. You're not going to get an attaboy. Nobody's going to mail you a plaque if you're the first one to get something out. We got to get it out now. No, you don't. You got to verify. You got to answer those questions I told you. Who, what, where, when. If you get why in there, that's important, but you have no business trying to opine on why if you don't get who, what, where, when right. So, we've got the people who are trying to be helpful. They're a minority. They're the smallest group. The people in a desperate rush to get out and be the first one to talk about this. The people that enjoy stirring things up because it's a lot more impactful to you, dopamine rush-wise, if you're in the middle of something that's a big deal. And if it's not a big deal, well, you got to kind of spin it that way. And then there are those that are just plain evil and doing things specifically to get people fired up. In the case of the temperature, again, Al Gore would like to put in another swimming pool. Gotta have some bucks to do that. And nobody's making donations because, well, it's hot in the middle of August in southwest Mississippi. People will look at you like you've lost your mind. If that's your pitch, we got to come up with something else. Oh, yeah. You evil, evil person. You've got a car. How dare you? We have time before we get out of here. There's something else I got to tell you about regarding the temperature, regarding the heat, specifically regarding your thermostat. We'll talk about that when we come back on Super Talk Mississippi, Pike County, 93.5. Keep it right here.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Don't escape in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. Super Talk 93.5 is always the place to be. Want to get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all around, it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Weekday mornings at 6 after 9 on 93.5 FM, or you can catch up anytime by going to
SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Dave in the morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. Catch up and catch on.
I'm alright, nobody but about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be? I'm alright, don't nobody but about me. You got to give me a fight. Why don't you just let me be? Do what you like, do it naturally.
Welcome back.
But if it's too easy, you're gonna just
Super Talk Mississippi, Pike County,
It's your life.
93.5 FM.
Isn't it a mystery?
The frequency lower than the high temperature every day.
It's everybody's game.
That means we're cool, by the way.
Catch a day.
Comparatively, we are. All right, the stuff is floating around again, and I do have to clarify something. As usual, that's the way it works. We were talking about the heat and the hot weather. Well, I'm seeing posts floating around Facebook saying that the Department of Energy is telling people to put their thermostat to 78. And, of course, everybody is upset. Well, there's two ways that's inaccurate. Number one, the Department of Energy website wanted people to lower it to a range between 75 and 78. The other fact that you're not being told is back at the end of May, the Department of Energy deleted that page from their website. That no longer exists on the Department of Energy website. Well, I say May, it was June, last month, somewhere around. They just deleted it. It was part of the Energy Saver guidance. They were saying that it needs to be between, while you're up and about, between 75 and 78 in the summer. When you go to bed, you should set it to 85, which is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. And then during the winter, you should set it to 68 to save energy. Think about the planet. I don't care if you're sweating to death. Heat stroke is the price we pay to save Mother Earth. Well, they have now deleted that page from the website, so that guidance is no longer there from the Department of Energy. just did it in the last couple of months, just took it down. Didn't make an announcement, didn't tell anybody. The entire website is up. That page just went away. So when you see people running around telling you that, it is part of the actual national pastime. Baseball was replaced years ago. The national pastime now is provoking a reaction out of people who don't know what's happening. There's another example of this that I have seen over the weekend. We talked last week. I played audio for you last week that City Administrator Bell with the City of Macomb, Charles Bell, put forth a thing at tonight's meeting. They're going to be discussing and voting on ending the contract with Booker Camper, the CPA firm that's been working on the audits, and hiring someone else in their place. He explained in graphic detail what the reasons were. And it was, it made a lot of sense. Number one, this is the big one. The new contract will cost half as much. I don't know if you've noticed, we've had so many different terms for it over the years. About 6-7 years ago, we were in a financial crunch, is what we were told. That was the phrase that was used. I'm sure it was workshopped behind closed doors to sound the best, that Macomb was in a financial crunch. Me being me, of course, I immediately started explaining what that meant and said, well, Macomb's broke. Because that's what it means. We have heard these comments. Now, the latest financials that we got just a few weeks ago in the meeting is that there were quite a few accounts that at the end of the 21-22 year financial book reconciling, there were a number of accounts that were in the negative at the end of the year. That's double broke. That's where the checks start bouncing, if that's true. Now, this could all be accounting stuff. Obviously, there's actually money in there. Trust me, I would have been talking at length about the city bouncing checks if I had heard of such. But there are still problems, obviously. Booker Camper out of Tennessee, remember that, out of Tennessee, has been in charge of this. They've been in charge of doing the audits for, 4 years? 3 years. And we have just about gotten one audit per year. For twice the amount of money that it's going to cost to go with the new firm, which, by the way, is not in Tennessee. It's in Madison, Mississippi. Lovely town, by the way, Madison. If you've never been through there, it's gorgeous. Now, that has not stopped the online commenters from immediately jumping forward with their take on things. Obviously, the people that are commenting on this didn't catch the shows last week because they're commenting and they're saying things like, oh, so you don't want to complete the audits. Well, I think the goal here is to complete them quicker. When you're 4, 5, 6 years behind on your financials and your audits, you don't catch that up at the rate of 1 year per year. We've struggled to meet that. But I can see several reasons for this move that they're going to be voting on tonight. Number one, going to save the city about $300,000. There's a big one right there. It's hard to argue with that one. It's going to save the city because Booker Camper has been doing this kind of like a lawyer operates, billable hours. The new firm is just a flat rate. We'll do it for this amount. This year for that amount. However long it takes. better deal for the taxpayers. Okay. It's really hard to argue with that one. And the hope is to pick up some speed and to try to get these things completely caught up so I can finally change the background desktop image on my laptop. Right now, it's still the letter sent to us by the state auditor. I'm not even joking. We got that in, and I made it my background because, well, it was a long time coming. But one person weighs in and says, that I saw online, it says AI is about to replace all CPAs. Anyway, let's stay on topic. Let's focus. I've seen questions. These are legitimate questions. Why can't we get a CPA firm in Macomb to do it? I'll tell you why. City Administrator Bell says he reached out to a few. Nobody was interested in touching this. Would you be? That's a lot of work, especially with the shape the books have been in. That's an inordinate amount of work. Why is Macomb afraid to finish their audit? Well, they're not. This is a move specifically designed to get it done quicker than we've been getting it done. We finished a couple, sort of. I'm still waiting for the fallout when we finally get back to the fact that we have gotten audits of no opinion out of Booker Camper, which, to my knowledge, those are pretty worthless. That I believe is the accounting version of going through all the books, wading through the morass, and finally just throwing up your hands and saying, okay, I'm done, but I don't know what it means. It's a lot more nuanced than that, but that's the basic gist of it. So I'm not sure what good those have done us. We may have to go back and do those again. But everyone, it's what we've been talking about today because this is a big deal. Right now, it's an enormous deal. Whatever topic you're looking at. The weather, judgeships, the audits, whatever. I'm going to tell you something and it's going to hurt your feelings, and I am sorry. Spoiler, I'm not really sorry. I am never sorry to tell the truth. Ever. I have never regretted telling the truth. I'm going to tell a painful truth right now. You are not the expert you think you are. Oh, everybody is quick to rush forward and get their keyboard warrior hat and uniform on and go to town. I got to fight this battle. Are you entitled to your opinion? Yes, 100%. Can you share it? Sure. Is it a good idea? Not always. And is anyone obligated to agree with you? No. That last one gets people upset. And they type harder. The letters look the same, but trust me, they're banging the keyboard by the time some of these conversations are done. Everybody cool off. Funny thing to say in the middle of August, I get that, but if you got your thermostat set correctly, shouldn't be a problem. Correctly is not 78, by the way. I'm sorry. Not interested in the 78. Now, I say that. Hours at the house, I think, is on 73, 74. We're doing fine. But 78? Yeah, it's a bridge too far. And then at night while you're sleeping, you're supposed to turn it up to 85? You have lost your mind. But everyone just needs to chill out a little bit. Yes, I know you have an opinion. That doesn't make it important. That doesn't make it advisable to spread it around with indignation. Had a fight over the weekend, again on Facebook, between two elected officials. I'm not going to say who, it's immaterial, but two elected officials here in Southwest Mississippi got into it. Got into it to the point to where names were called. Like calling somebody names? Yeah. That kind of atmosphere isn't productive, really. On either side, both of them. I don't care how much provocation there is from one side or the other. That's not the way to behave. Someone has to put a little time and effort and thought into setting an example. Notice, by the way, I am not even commenting. I'm not even discussing the issue, much less who was right or wrong. It doesn't matter. Once upon a time in politics, we had debates, everybody got their words in, and then they all went out to dinner together. That wasn't that long ago. That was well within my lifetime. That was still going on. We've talked about it before. Where did that go? Oh, no. Everyone has to be at everyone else's throat. I'm not sure that's the way to move forward. I think... Oh, this will go over like a lead balloon. I think we should have mandatory anger management classes for planet Earth. Need to learn to rein it in, control yourself, still thy tongue, and get on with business. But all three of these things that we've talked about today so far fall under the category of people running around shooting their mouth off. To what effect? What's accomplished? What was accomplished? Al Gore got richer. There's still a new municipal judge in Benoit, Mississippi, up in the Delta. And the situation the argument broke out about is still the situation. Nothing has changed across the board. Well, except for Gore getting richer, and heaven knows we're all in support of that, right? We have to learn or relearn. We used to know this. Have to relearn when to shoot our mouth off and when to shut our mouth up. We have lost that as a skill in society. In general, we have lost that skill. You've also heard me use the old expression before, good fences make good neighbors. Why? Because it keeps you out of their business and keeps them out of yours. Which is the optimal way to operate for human beings. Their business is not your... Well, Dave, yes, it is, because it can one day affect... Oh, shh. Do we have problems? Oh, buddy. We got a bumper crop. How many of those would you have known about 50 years ago, and how would it have changed your life now? Out of all the problems, you were deluged. You were drinking from a fire hose, a high-pressure fire hose of problems, worries, concerns, and fears all day, every day, 24/7, nonstop. If you start to calm down, you got multiple options to get immediately fired right back up again. Don't worry. Wasn't the case 50 years ago. Heaven help me, 50 years ago was 1984. No, it's 1986. It's even worse. What happened in 1986 that is still directly affecting your life today? Did you hear about it? In 1986? Did it consume your day all day, every day? Did you run around telling all of your friends and family members about this big problem over and over and over in increasingly hysterical tones to the point where nobody wanted to be around you anymore? Or did you go about your life? Stack that bread, pay those bills, play with the kids, snuggle up with the wife and watch a movie. Because that's the two behavior patterns we're talking about. And overall, in general, because I mean, I was out of high school by 86. I'm familiar with then and now. Which one was a better environment? Which one was a, dare I say it, happier life? The one where you took care of business, or the one where you were terrified, 24/7, upset, and determined that only you can do something about it? Calm down. That's what we all need to do. Everyone needs to calm down. It's hot enough already. The torches are heating the pitchforks up to a ridiculous degree that iron's going to melt. Got to be careful. You don't want that dripping on your forearm. You got a whole different problem then. Well, once again, I've stretched a metaphor uncomfortably beyond its bounds. You're welcome. Now, having said that, there are times, there are issues where what you say matters, but more importantly, how you say it. Got a little story in case you haven't heard about this that illustrates that perfectly. We'll talk about it next.
Cause it's about to get heavy. It's about to be on.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Don't miss Dave in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. SuperTalk 93.5 is always the place to be. Wanna get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalk.PikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, but just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalk.PikeCounty.com.
Dave Hughes here. Remember, every weekday morning at 9:06, it's Dave in the Morning, where we solve the problems of the world, or at least complain about them really loudly and sarcastically. And if you miss out, you can catch up with the podcast version of Dave in the Morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
South of the river, you stop and you hold everything.
issue away and you see what's effective and what's not. The issue in this case is data centers. This is a big controversial thing. It brings a lot of economic development, but apparently it's going to drink all the water and kill the planet. Just ask Al Gore. That pool's not going to build itself. I don't really agree with a lot of the arguments against data centers. However, I love it when somebody decides to make their point a little more, well, pointedly. Salem, Oregon, a couple of weeks ago, July 27th to be exact, they had a city council meeting in Salem, Oregon. Had company reps there. They were wanting to build a $5.1 billion data center in Salem, Oregon. And they were coming to speak to the board about it and the people. $5.1 billion investment in Salem, Oregon. Well, when they got there, number one, local citizens packed the place, standing room only. But more importantly, someone brought with them and set up just outside the front doors an actual guillotine. Not a picture of a guillotine. Wasn't a sketch in crayon. No, it was an actual wood and metal guillotine. Just set it up out front. They made no threats. They said nothing. Wasn't brought up. They just set it up there so that the company officials would walk past it to get into the meeting. Here's where it gets interesting. Now, again, nobody made an angry Facebook post about it. Nobody ran around telling everybody how upset they were. Oh, they did, but that's not what moved the needle. Because when the data center company reps got there, they saw the guillotine, said they didn't feel safe, and left. They didn't even attend the meeting. They didn't even go in. They looked at that and said, uh-oh, and left. Now, here's the interesting part. The meeting still went on. What happened in the meeting? Well, the Salem, Oregon Town Council voted unanimously to start working on a moratorium against data center development in Salem, Oregon. No histrionics, no screaming, no misappropriated data, and it really didn't matter what the issue was, but it quite obviously had a direct impact on how that issue was resolved. Again, the data center employees got there to give their talk, saw the guillotine and said, nope, we're out, and didn't even go in and make their presentation. And then the city council said, yeah, we're just not doing these, period. Never mind. What had an impact? If it had just been a crowd of people with signs, who cares? Angry Facebook posts, you did. The one thing everyone in the general population seems to have forgotten is that you don't have to read those. It is not required of anyone to read anything posted online. It's not. You can turn your phone off. Have a wonderful day. I'm getting to where I do that more and more here lately. My blood pressure's down. I had the best blood pressure at my latest checkup that I have had in possibly ever, but definitely in the last 20, 30 years. Why? Because I quit wallowing in this stuff 24/7. But they made an impact. They made an impact and changed the way the meeting played out just by causing the data center people to go, yeah, no, we're not going in there. Am I recommending that every issue needs a guillotine set up? No. But I will tell you, if you have anyone with any history, any heritage in France that knows anything about the history of France, Ask them how it works out when the guillotines start being brought out in public. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign for elected officials, appointed officials, people in charge of anything. That's not a good sign. It is a sign of where the overall mentality is going among the population. If you don't have anybody with French, heritage or history, just read up on the history of France. There's some argument back and forth about whether or not Marie Antoinette actually said, "Let them eat cake." That's a moot point to what actually happened, whether it was or was not said, but it encapsulated the problem beautifully. The point I'm trying to make is you've got to do what you can to grab attention of the people actually making things happen and doing things. And just going scream all day, no, that's not doing it.
If you cry,
you know how I know? Because everybody's doing it and things are getting worse, it seems. Maybe we need to dial that back a bit and figure out a way to be more effective. I'll give you a hint. You don't do that by everyone weighing in with their opinion. The good stuff gets lost in the noise. Final break. Let's get out of here on this Tuesday morning right after this on SuperTalk, Mississippi, Pike County. Keep it here.
there's a darkness down inside me that I know will both enjoy, and it's screaming from within to set it free. I have loved it.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Closing time. Open all the doors and let you out into the world.
Mo said August 1986. He was living in Hawaii.
Turn all of the lights on.
Were things better or worse then? And that's the part we always miss. It's always situational depending on the person, right? Always. If you're not good at dealing with the catastrophes of daily existence, you're going to have problems. Have a wonderful day. Stay cool. Remember, set that thermostat lower than 78. And we'll meet back here tomorrow morning and talk about tonight's board meeting on 93.5, my friend. I'll see you then.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.